This is video reaction number 3 for business law. We had to watch another TED Talk. This time it was about legal versus ethical liabilities in the workplace. So the speaker starts out by talking about a Harvard study that revealed that 98% of employees reported unethical behavior at work. Which, if you think about it, is really, really bad, because that's almost every single employee has experienced some type of unethical behavior. He then says that these numbers have doubled since 1998 to 2011, which is also pretty bad, because the number is doubling like that, and I guess that kind of short amount of time shows that something is wrong and not working in our workplaces today. He then moves on to talk about common forms of unethical behavior. One being getting punished in a review. So when supervisors do their employee reviews, and then they go on to I guess they cross the line and kind of take it too far and punish you in the review, and say too much and stuff that they're not really supposed to be saying. They're being too critical. Another common form is your reputation or opportunities being undermined by either coworkers or supervisors. So say your coworkers start a rumor about you, or I guess a lie, and they ruin your reputation about things that aren't even true. Or opportunities being taken away. Those can be for multiple reasons. Probably mainly by supervisors just not, giving you, let's say, a promotion you deserve. Yeah. Another one is being yelled or sworn at by your boss or coworkers. So, yelling and swearing and cursing have no place in a workplace. That's just kind of crossing the line, and it's very unethical behavior, and it shouldn't belong in a setting like that. The last common form that he talked about was being forced to go along with something. So your supervisor could threaten you to say yes to this or go along with this, or you'll be punished. You'll face some sort of punishment, whatever that punishment is, but just forcing their employees to go along with something they don't agree with. He then goes on to talk about bullying in the workplace, and how however bad it was for you as a kid, bullying now as an adult in the workplace is even worse. He brings some stats up with the bullying thing. He says that 27% of employees report being the direct targets of bullying in the workplace. 72% have witnessed some sort of bullying, which is really bad, because if 72% of people say that they've witnessed some sort of bullying, there's a lot going on there. And then another 72% of employers, they defend or kind of back up the bullying as not being as bad as it seems, or it being necessary. He then moves on to talk about how a lot of things are unethical but not illegal. So you technically can't get in trouble for them because you're not breaking any laws or rules, but it's still not an okay thing to do in a workplace. Along the same line as that, he talks about how legal liability matters, but ethical liability is the higher standard and what we actually expect of our leaders. So when someone is in a leadership position, you don't expect them to do the bare minimum, which would be like the legal liability. Like they're expected to do that, and they have to do that because it's the law. But if they're in a position of power, they're expected to go above and beyond and also meet all the ethical demands of that position, especially because they're leaders of other people. They need to reach that ethical kind of point. He then goes on to say how legal liability is a test of smarts, while ethical liability is a test of character. So if you're a smart person, you can easily avoid legal liabilities. All you have to do is know the law and avoid doing anything that breaks the law. But you can be a smart person and then not meet ethical liabilities if you don't have a good character. Because not everyone has a good character, no matter how smart they are. Some people are just, I guess, bad people. He then moves on to talk about the most common form of unethical leadership is allowing unethical conduct to continue. So if you're a leader and you know something unethical is going on and you don't do anything about it, then that's kind of like the most common thing that's happening. But it's bad because if you're a leader, you're in that position to take care of things like that, and it's your responsibility to handle situations like that. And then says that unethical leadership breeds unethical culture. So again, going back to the point that your leaders need to be ethical, or else they'll create a culture of unethical characteristics, and just the culture will not be where that's supposed to be. He moves on to talk about why does all this happen, and mainly it happens because it gets swept under the rug and under the culture, and people ignore it and they don't kind of bring it to attention and just pretend none of it's there. And he says leaders are not supposed to delegate ethics. They delegate a lot of other things to people below them and have them take care of things, but ethics should not be the thing they delegate. That should be their responsibility and their job to take care of all the things that go with it. This stuff also happens because there's no consequences for leaders. They think that all the rules and stuff apply to the people beneath them, but not to themselves, and they can just kind of move about and not worry about anything bad happening to them. And then this has become embedded in the culture as time has gone on, and leaders at major businesses and even schools have got into ethical trouble, but nothing happened to them. So other leaders see that and think that nothing bad can happen to them too. So then he kind of wraps everything up with his main points at the end. And says that a leader's action/inaction speaks louder than policy or code. So kind of an action speak louder than words kind of thing. So you can make a policy, but if you don't follow it and enforce it, then the policy does nothing. Then says that he goes on to again say never delegate ethics. It's one of his main points. He recaps that again. And he says there needs to be communication, or he needs to communicate both compliance and non-compliance to employees, and everyone needs to follow like the rules, including the leaders. And the last thing he says is that it's the responsibility of each individual, and if they fail, then it stops with the boss. So along the way, each individual has it's their duty, and they have the chance to like stop unethical behavior. But if they fail, then it keeps moving. But it has to stop with the boss. Like the boss cannot fail to stop unethical behavior because it's his job to take care of all that stuff. So yeah, that's my video reaction.